Most budgeting apps die at week 3, not because you lack discipline, because they're designed wrong. You don't need an app that watches you every day. You need a system that runs once a week, takes 30 minutes, and gives you the whole picture. I'm going to walk through that system, 4 steps, end to end. You can run this Sunday. Here's the thing nobody tells you about budgeting. The work isn't the math. The math is easy. The work is the maintenance. Every app sells you on the dashboard, then hands you the categorization treadmill, the notification fatigue, the daily check-in. You have to log every coffee. You have to argue with the algorithm about whether Trader Joe's was groceries or dining. You have to dismiss 17 alerts a week. Stop doing that. Once a week is enough. Sunday is enough. 30 minutes is enough. The Sunday system is built around a single conviction. Financial clarity comes from infrequent, deliberate attention, not from constant low-grade surveillance. Apps fail because their incentive structure is wrong. The app makes money when you're on the app. So the app demands you be on the app. So the app generates work that requires you to be on the app. Categorize this transaction. Confirm this rule. Dismiss this alert, tap this notification. The work isn't generating clarity, the work is generating engagement. And engagement burns people out fast. 3 weeks fast. A weekly system has the opposite incentive. The system wants to disappear. The system gets out of your way the rest of the week. You think about money for 30 minutes on Sunday and not at all the other 6 days. That's the actual product, not the dashboard, not the streak. The other 6 days given back to you. Step 1. Look, open your accounts, all of them, checking, savings, credit cards, any investment account, not in an app, in the actual bank or brokerage, the real source. You're looking for 3 things: balances, recent transactions, anything pending or upcoming. That's it. No categorizing, no tagging, no assigning, just looking. This takes 3 minutes if you have one bank, 5 if you have a few. The reason this matters is that most people don't actually know their numbers. They have a guess, they have a feeling. The first move of the week is replacing the feeling with the actual number. While you're looking, note anything that surprises you. A charge you don't recognize, a balance lower than expected, a subscription you forgot, a transfer that didn't go through. Don't act on it yet, just write it down. The act of looking by itself does 90% of the work. You'd be surprised how often "I'm bad with money" turns out to be "I haven't actually looked in 3 weeks." End of step 1. You know your real numbers. You have a short list of things to handle, 3 to 5 minutes total. Step 2. Move. This is where you make the transfers you've been putting off. Money you meant to move to savings, a bill you wanted to prepay, the credit card payment you've been delaying, the rent transfer to the joint account. You're not making decisions about the future here. You're executing decisions you've already made. The transfer to savings you decided last month. The credit card payment you knew was coming. The savings goal you set in January. The move step exists because most financial follow-through fails between decision and execution. You decide to save more. You don't move the money. The decision evaporates by Wednesday. 3 months later, you wonder why nothing changed. 5 minutes? Tops. If a transfer takes longer than that, you're overthinking it. Move it. Move on. The point of doing this on Sunday is that the decision is already made. You're not deciding again, you're just executing. While you're moving money, also handle the small list from step 1. Cancel that surprise subscription. Dispute that charge you don't recognize. Email the support team for the duplicate. Quick, decisive, done. End of step 2. Your money is where you decided it should be. 5 minutes. Step 3. Anticipate. Open your calendar. Look at the week ahead. You're not planning your spending. You're noticing what's already on your calendar that has a financial weight: a friend's birthday dinner, a travel day, a doctor's appointment with a copay, a subscription you know is renewing, a bill that's due Thursday, a weekend trip, a wedding gift you committed to. Write them down. Estimate the dollar amount for each. Loose estimates are fine. 80 for the dinner, 40 for the copay, 200 for the travel, 150 for the gift. The numbers don't need to be precise. They need to be visible. Why this step exists: most unexpected expenses aren't actually unexpected. They were on your calendar. You just didn't connect them to your money. This is the step that prevents the Sunday night to Wednesday slide, the slide where you thought you had $300 of breathing room, and by Wednesday you don't, because you forgot the dinner and the copay and the renewal. By Friday, you're stressed and confused about why the math feels broken. The math wasn't broken. The expenses were already there. They just weren't visible. 5 minutes. Loose math. Just notice what's coming. End of step 3. Next week's known expenses are visible. 5 minutes. Step 4. Decide. Now you have everything you need. Real numbers from step 1, a list of moves you executed in step 2, known expenses in step 3. The decision is simple. What's the flex number for next week? Flex number means how much can you spend on things that aren't already on the list. Groceries beyond the basics, a coffee out, a spontaneous dinner, the category that has historically gotten you into trouble. Pick one number, write it down. Tell yourself, this is what I'm working with this week. The number doesn't have to be precise, it has to be conscious. The whole reason most spending is out of control is that there's no number. The decision was never made. By making the decision once on Sunday, you remove the need to decide every time you open the app on Wednesday. This is the step where the system becomes a system. Without step 4, you have a financial review. With step 4, you have a plan. End of step 4, you have a flex number for the week and you're done. 5 minutes. That's the whole system. Look, move, anticipate, decide. Once a week, 30 minutes total. Notice what's not in the system. There's no monthly review, no quarterly planning, no spreadsheet of cumulative progress, no category-level analysis, no goal-setting framework. None of it. The 4 steps cover 95% of what people actually need from a financial routine, and the other 5% is decoration that gets people to quit. Cutting the decoration is the design choice that makes the system survive. Compare this to the budgeting app pattern. The app demands setup, demands categorization, demands daily attention, generates 23 notifications a week, none of them actionable, forces you to argue with an algorithm about whether the gas station was transportation or convenience store food, sends you push notifications at 11 at night about a category you don't care about, and dies, on average, at week 3. The Sunday system doesn't have any of that. No setup tax, no categorization treadmill, no notification fatigue, no daily attention. Just 30 minutes on a Sunday when you have the time and the headspace to actually pay attention. You'll forget some weeks? That's fine. You skip a Sunday, you pick it up the next Sunday. The system survives a missed week. Apps don't. The whole reason apps die at week 3 is that one missed day breaks the streak, and the streak was the only thing holding the engagement together. The Sunday system has no streak to break. Just a rhythm. 30 minutes a week, 2 hours a month. That's the entire ongoing cost. A common objection here is that 30 minutes a week sounds easy until you're in week 6, and it's the Sunday after a long weekend, and you don't feel like opening your accounts. Fair. Skip it. Run it Tuesday, or run it the next Sunday. The system is forgiving because it's deliberately undemanding. It asks for a small amount of attention, infrequently, in exchange for the rest of the week being quiet. Another objection, this won't work for couples, or shared finances, or businesses, or anyone with complex accounts. It actually does. The 4 steps stay the same. You just do them with the other person, or for the business, or across more accounts. The structure scales. The 30-minute budget might become 45 minutes for a couple, or an hour for a small business. The shape of the work doesn't change. If you want the full template, the actual document I used to run this myself, with prompts for each of the 4 steps, and the math worked out. It's the free budget sample in the description. It walks through look, move, anticipate, decide, and gives you something concrete to start with this Sunday. Free budget sample, link in the description, run this Sunday, run it again the Sunday after. Tell me how it goes.